June 16 is also the Day of the African Child. The Global Education Monitoring Report is calling for education to be made a priority across the continent. It says children in Africa are 5 times less likely to learn the basics than children elsewhere in the world. Let's discuss this further now with Noella Coursaris Musunka, education activist, founder of Malaika and hashtag Born to Learn Champion. Good afternoon, Noella. Welcome to today, and thank you very much for your time. Today being the Day of the African Child, it's also Youth Day in South Africa. Why is it important on this day to shine a spotlight on learning, on education?
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. Hello from England, but soon I'll be in the continent for nearly 2 months, so I'm looking forward. All children, to answer to your question, all children are born to learn. It's a human right, and it's something that African children have had proper access for many years now. This is not a new problem, as we learned from the recent Spotlight report on foundational education published by the African Union, the GEM report, and the Association for the Development of Education in Africa. 1 in 5 primary school age children in sub-Saharan Africa are out of school, and that number is nearly as high it was in the 90s. It's time we make foundational learning a priority in Africa, and this is what the Born to Learn campaign hopes to achieve: quality education and being adaptable to the 21st century and integrating the technology components.
Yeah, why is foundational education so important? We hear about it quite a lot, including here in South Africa, that the foundation phase of education is critical.
I'm driven by the knowledge that education opens many doors, not only to careers and financial security, but also health and well-being. And my personal experience confirmed that. The people in Congo, in Africa, have so much potential, like all people across Africa. There is so much resilience, creativity, determination, culture. With an education, African people can achieve so much and help solve the problem we are facing as a global community. And the new generation is so fearless. We are the youngest continent, and if we really go into the right trajectory, but let's not forget too that we need to uplift the middle class. We need to give them the opportunity to have vocational trainings.
Yeah. I understand you've got efforts that you're driving, you're devoting some of your efforts to improve girls' education, particularly girls' education in your home country. Tell us more about that.
Yes, so I set up a school in the Congo where we have 430 girls. And this year in July is the first grad cohort that's going to be graduated. They start at 5 years old to 18 years old. Back in 2007, I opened the doors to Malaika in the Democratic Republic of Congo, which today has gone into a community-driven ecosystem. First and foremost, we built a school that provides a free accredited primary and secondary education to 430 girls, ranging from STEM, coding to art, music, and theater and sport. Outside the school, we have built a community center and also provide vocational training, an agricultural program, and clean water program. And all the program impact more than 6,000 people a year. We are proud to provide this program to the village of Kalebuka at no cost, and it's a hope that we can replicate this locally driven model in other communities around the world. We have Loriane that wants to be an engineer. We have Caputi, she wants to become a journalist. We have Frida that wants to be working in tech agriculture. So we have so many dreams, and we are there to really help them to achieve and reach them, and offering them the platform of high quality education.
Yeah. Do you think African governments are doing enough to really make sure that foundational education is of a quality nature, and that right through primary school education up to grade 12 or just pre-university, the African child is given all the support he or she needs to succeed?
I do think they're trying to do their best, and I think we cannot only rely on government. It's very important that government, NGO, public sector, private sector, us as individuals come to contribute at the table, and we all work together to really elevate and work on towards the SDG, and especially into education. You know, we're seeing a shift in the world. Education cannot be taught the same way it was 10 years ago. And we're seeing too, even I'm seeing that with my own children that study in England. The curriculums of the schools worldwide need to be constantly updated. We need constantly to put a lot of emphasis on teachers' training. We need to equip schools with a great environment, a friendly environment, with tech opportunities, AI opportunities. We need to be current. We cannot teach anymore in old-fashioned ways. Teachers, they are our heroes. We need to put them in the right way where they can work, have a good salary, have the good equipment to teach the students, have specific training all over the years with experts all over the world.
Yeah, and teacher training is also important in this new world of education that you are painting there, Noella. Our teachers going forward also have to be trained differently to be able to manage in this new world.
Exactly. We need completely a new ways of training our teachers and really giving the opportunities for them and for the student to really adapt themselves.
Yeah. Finally, Noella, if there's one message you want to leave with our viewers on this Day of the African Child, here in South Africa, June 16, as you know, is Youth Day, what would that message be in terms of education for the African child?
I will say, let's all be positive. Let's all be putting the agenda of tech at the forefront of all our teaching for our children. And let's make sure that we are ready to be the next continent that will provide the workforce to the world. We're seeing now that the world have more employees working remotely. And it will be amazing and fantastic to see if our youth, if the people from Africa can have some work and working remotely and being trained and having the capacity to work for any big companies in the world from their home or from some centers. But for that, we really need to invest in the infrastructure, the internet, the infrastructure, the center, giving them access to laptop. And I think that would be amazing. Because right now we're seeing a lot of center in India and etc. in different countries. But why not in Africa? And I'd see that as a future. And I would love to even start that at our center at Malaika, to have the youth and the mothers and the fathers being able to accomplish work for any companies.
Noella Coursaris Musunka, merci beaucoup. Thanks for your time here on Today on eNCA. She's the founder of Malaika. One day, and hashtag Born to Learn Champion. That was an invitation there. I hope my boss, John Bailey, had. I've been invited to go to the Congo to see Malaika projects live on air. But now the youth.